Have you looked at your 2026 health insurance renewal and were you shocked at the new rates that are coming out? And could you use some help figuring out a new health plan? Hi, I'm Tommy at medicalinsurancetoday.com. So I looked at my rates this last week, got my renewal package, and I knew it was coming, but I was literally shocked at the rates that are coming and how expensive things are getting. So we do a lot of individual and family plan market insurance. So that is folks that don't get insurance through work. They're not on Medicare, so you're generally under the age of 65, and you buy your own health insurance. That could either be through Cover California or direct to the carrier. Now, we have been renewing folks that are on Cover California for the last 2+ weeks, going on 3 weeks now. That the renewal was open on October 15th. So if you have existing Cover California insurance, you were able to go in and process that change for 2026. And today is Monday, November 3rd. So now open enrollment is officially open, and you can definitely go and shop new plans. And for folks that don't have insurance, it's now open enrollment for you to buy a plan to start in January if you need it. That said, looking at the renewal rates, my wife and I looked at these rates last week and we're just shocked at how much it's going to cost for us to have insurance in the year of 2026 for our family of 4. Our insurance is going up over $1,800 a month. And that's going to be just short of $21,000 for the year just to have an insurance policy. So to speak to that a little bit, I've talked with people constantly about, the shift in healthcare and what is happening. It's politicized a great deal with the shutdown in the government, and that's generally and directly related to healthcare. It's become a real serious topic for a lot of people because of the expense. Now, I'm here to say I have been in insurance for 17 years. I've been a broker. Proudly, I've held my business together, serving people and writing health insurance policies. And I can say I've seen since the inception of the ACA, the Affordable Care Act, also known as Obamacare, that rates have quadrupled. So I have to be honest, I'm suffering to it because I know for a fact that policy that I'm paying nearly over $1,800 a month for would have cost probably $400 to $500 a month back in 2010, 11, or 12. So you're talking about literally 4x on what the rates are. So much for the Affordable Care Act. That said, we have to take on with a practical approach is how do we afford health insurance? What's going to be the best route to go? And I hope to give you guys, whoever's watching this, some insight as to what's available for you to consider going into the 2026 year. And we would love to help you find that plan if you are searching for new coverage. First off, PPO to HMO. PPOs have gotten exorbitantly expensive. If you were currently on a PPO and looking at your rate, and many people, my family, we're on an HMO, the PPO rates would be close to $3,000 a month. Not quite $3,000, but it's close. And that's obviously too much. But at this point, going from a PPO to an HMO will save you hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars a month if you are able to make that move down. Now, historically, people that are PPO minded and want to have that freedom of movement in a PPO type plan, you're paying for that freedom to move from doctor to doctor. I have many, many clients that are on PPO that are shifting to the HMO model because HMOs are basically the only things that you could deem affordable out in the market. Affordable is a relative term. So, going from PPO to HMO will save you a bundle, and we can help you navigate that and the transition from, finding doctors and making sure that you understand how the HMO model will work for you and accessing specialist care through a primary care doctor and all those good things. We are very, very knowledgeable and very adept at helping people process that move if you need to. Second option, in the individual and family plan market, you have bronze, silver, gold, and platinum tiers. So bronze being the least expensive, high deductible, high copay. And as you go up to silver, to gold, to platinum, you're going to lower the copay and lower the out-of-pocket expenses a little bit. 75 to 80% of my clientele are on a silver plan. That is kind of the standard go-to, goodbye, and proper plan for most people. Offers enough benefit in terms of copay and relative to the cost. So from going from silver to gold, you're spending more money, and generally silver is the plan to be in. I'm just going to have to take that as a given for this video's topic. Now, if you are on a silver, gold, or platinum plan, you can look at going down a step in tier, down one step or even two if you're on a gold or platinum. But if you're on a silver, specifically in this video, I want to talk about going silver to bronze. If you are a relatively healthy person, and when I say healthy, you don't utilize your benefits a great deal. You could be unhealthy and just don't go to the doctor very much, which is somewhat common. But if you're a person that goes to the doctor 4, 5, 6 times a year, if you have prescriptions that you need filled, if you get diagnostic testing and labs done multiple times throughout the year, going from silver to bronze, I would not recommend if you utilize your coverage. But for someone that says, I get my physical, and if I get the flu, maybe I'll go to the doctor, and if you're not utilizing your benefits on a regular basis, maybe your medications are just generics, going from a silver to bronze is a great move. That will save you measurable money throughout the year. So we looked at it for my wife and I, and we're debating, we're in the pickle of, do we want to go down to bronze? And what would that save us? And we looked at it, it saves us just under a couple $1,000s a year to go from a silver to bronze plan. Now, I utilize the benefits. I go to the doctor. The rest of my family, my wife and children are super healthy, thanks God, but they don't utilize it. So we're measuring splitting plans, which is something we could also do. So it's an option to consider based upon your health and your needs to maybe move down a tier, which would save you a significant amount of money over the course of the year. Got to make sure if you're moving down to a bronze type plan that you're aware of the deductible and the copay though. It's not for everybody to just jump down to the cheapest plan in a bronze, not knowing how it's going to serve you. And that's something here at Medical Insurance Today we can talk you through. We can help you with that very easily to explain in great detail how the deductibles and the copays will work to make sure that you're informed if you are going to make a change. So that option going from a high tier to a next step down tier, for instance, a silver to bronze, is probably going to be the best way to save some money. And along that line, there are ways to actually enhance and bolster your coverage if you were going to move down with what we call deductible protection plans. That's a whole nother video and topic, but that's something we can talk you through. So there are some solutions out there. Now, is it going to be everything that you want? Probably not. We've talked to some people that are just really frustrated, and rightly so. I'm a little frustrated myself with what's available, and the cost has just gotten extreme, along with all the other costs of living, housing and food and fuel and all the things that go along with it. Healthcare is going to be one of the most expensive things you're going to spend your money on. And we are here to help guide you through it if you could use some guidance. We are professionals, we're licensed, and very knowledgeable about this market. If you are struggling, looking at costs, saying, how am I going to do this? Like my wife and I did this weekend. It's worth a talk. Our services don't cost anything to discuss and run quotes for you and show you the options and talk to you about it in detail and see if that's the right option for you. So please reach out to us. We would love to help. MedicalInsuranceToday.com, and we look forward to serving you.